Hello everyone. We have already discussed classifications of discrete time signals based on their characteristics. In this particular session, we will start discrete time systems. We will see what exactly a system is, what is continuous time signal, what is discrete time signal, and we will also discuss the different classifications of discrete time systems based on their characteristics. So let's get started. So basically, a system can be defined as any device or algorithm that operates on a signal according to some well-defined rule to produce some output signal. As you can see on the figure, this is a system and we do not know the property of this particular system. Now we have some input signal. This signal can be continuous time signal. This can also be a discrete time signal. Now once this signal is applied to the system, the output signal is being generated, which is called output or also called as response. So the response due to the input signal is my output signal. Now let us see what exactly a continuous time systems. A continuous time systems can be defined as any device or algorithm that operates on a continuous time signal according to some well-defined rules to produce continuous time output signal. So as you can see, the same figure is given over here, but this time the system takes continuous time signal as an input. As you can see, x of t is my continuous time signal because the time is represented with small t. So this is my input signal. Now if this input signal is given to the system whose property is not known to us, produces some output y of t, and this output is generated after some processing on the input signal. So t of x of t is actually my y of t, that is my output, or you can say the response. Now the same definition for the continuous time systems can be used for the discrete time systems. We only need to replace the continuous time system with the discrete time system. So the definition will be: a discrete time system can be defined as any device or algorithm that operates on a discrete time signal according to some well-defined rule to produce discrete time output signal. So this is my black box, or you can say the system. This is my discrete time signal x of n, where n is my time intervals. Now my output y of n is equal to t of x of n. So after the processing on input signal x of n, the output signal which is generated is y of n. So this is called my output, or you can see the response. Now let us see what are the different classifications of discrete time system based on their characteristics. So the first classification which we are going to discuss is linear and nonlinear systems. Second one is time variant and time invariant systems, linear time variant and linear time invariant systems. Fourth one is static and dynamic systems. Fifth one is causal and non-causal systems. Sixth one is stable and unstable system. Seventh one is finite impulse response, in short FIR, and infinite impulse response, in short IIR systems. And at last we will discuss about the recursive and non-recursive systems. We will discuss all these classifications one by one. In this particular session, we will discuss about linear and nonlinear systems. So basically, a discrete time system is said to be linear when it satisfies superposition and homogeneity principles. Now let's see what exactly are superposition and homogeneity principles. Before that, consider two systems with input signal as x1n and x2n and the outputs as y1n and y2n respectively. Now according to the superposition and homogeneity principles, t of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n must be equal to a1 t of x1n plus a2 t of x2n. Now let me explain you what exactly this statement is. a1 x1n plus a2 x2n. As we know, x1n and x2n are my input signals, and a1 and a2 are the coefficients, or we can say constant coefficients, or we can say weights. So we can say this term is weighted sum of input, and t of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n is called output due to weighted sum of input, is equal to a1 t of x1n, that means output, plus a2 t of x2n, second output. So I can say weighted sum of output. So finally we can say that output due to weighted sum of input is equal to weighted sum of output, where t of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n is my output due to weighted sum of input, and this one is my weighted sum of output. So basically for linearity, these two statements must obey the equality. If these two statements are not equal, then we can say the system is nonlinear. Now let us take one example. Y of n is equal to x square n is a linear or nonlinear system. So what we will do, we will write y1n that is equal to t of x1n and that is x1 square n, which is given in the question. Y2n can be written as t of x2n, which is x2 square n. Now in the same way we can also write y3n, which is equal to t of x3n plus x3 square n, and so on. We are restricting our calculations for the two terms only. Now in the same way, any input signal x of n can be represented by its weighted sum of input. So x of n can be written as a1 x1n plus a2 x2n plus a3 x3n and so on, where a1, a2, a3 are the weights, or we can say the constant coefficients. Now let us first find out the output due to weighted sum of input. So t of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n is equal to a1 x1n plus a2 x2n whole square, as my system output is x of n whole square and x of n is my weighted sum of input. So I can write a1 x1n plus a2 x2n whole square. Now let us determine weighted sum of output. Now weighted sum of output can be written as a1 y1n plus a2 y2n. Now y1n we have already written over here, that is x1 square n. So a1 into x1 square n, and y2n is x2 square n plus a2 x2 square n. So finally I have written over here a1 x1 square n plus a2 x2 square n, and we can clearly analyze over here is that output due to weighted sum of input is not equal to the weighted sum of output. So I can write t of a1 x1n plus a2 x2n is not equal to a1 into y1n plus a2 into y2n. Hence I can say the system is non-linear. So in this way we can check the linearity and non-linearity of a given discrete time system. So for the time now, I have discussed one numerical over here. In upcoming lectures we will solve few more numericals based on linearity and non-linearity. Thank you.